In this first video, I'm going to show you how to use Excel to calculate your basic statistics. So here I'm in sheet number 1, and we're looking at college degrees with the highest salary potential. And I've already kind of set up my data here, and I have the data that I want to, or the statistical values that I'm looking for. So I'm going to click in the cell right next to mean, and because I want to put a formula in there, I'm going to start with an equal sign. Now for mean, what you're going to have to do is type the word average. And you'll notice that as I start typing, it starts asking me which one of these I want. And I want the first one, so I'm just going to double click. Now it's going to ask me which are the numbers I want. Now I can list all these cells with a comma in between, but it'd be easier just to say, okay, I want E. Well, let's go with when you start your career. So let's go with D3. So we'll say D3 and then a colon, and then down to the bottom of the list, which is in D104. So D104. I close the parentheses and hit enter, and it says the average or the mean of the early pay is $56,663. Okay, so now let's take a look at the median. So what would be the middle? So half the people got more than this, and half the people made less than this. So again, I'm going to start with an equal sign, type median, and then you'll see it kind of already predicted what I want, and click there. Then it went ahead and put the first open parentheses. So again, same data set, so D3 through D104. However, I'm going to show you a little bit different way to do it this time. So I can either type those things in, again, D3 colon D104, or I could just click in the first cell and drag down to the last cell. So all the data is highlighted. And now I can just hit enter, and it puts it in there for me. So half the people made over 56,000, half the people made less than 56,000. And let's see if there's a modal. So is there a certain amount that was the most frequently appearing? So again, I'm going to start with an equal sign, type the word mode, and now we have a choice between single, or we have multimodal, or so let's go with single. And again, same data set. So I'm going to double click here. It puts the first parentheses in there. And there's D3 colon, colon, and let's click on the last one, D4. So that's another way to do it. Now I just hit enter. So 53,200, let's go find that. $57. Now was that because, or did that 50? I guess I have to search through this. There's one. Two. Well, I'd have to go find and see how many times that one shows up. Okay, standard deviation. Let's look at our standard deviation. So I'm going to hit equals, start typing standard deviation. Now, standard deviation, we want it for the population. We want it for our data set. So we're not making any predictions. We just want it for the data that we have. So standard deviation P for population, D3 colon D104. So there was a standard deviation on average. The average of from the mean to each one of these salaries you subtracted was $8,700. So that tells you how varied the data is. our max value. So now I'll hit equals and hit the word max. Hit enter. Oops. Hey, let's go back. So parentheses D3 colon D104 close parentheses. There's our max right there at the top, and our min equals min. Oops, min. And I can either double click on it and D103. I'll just type it in, and then colon D104. So the lowest amount was 40,000, so it's a pretty big range there. Person with the max, petroleum engineer, got paid more than twice as much as the one at the bottom. And now for range, there is no kind of pre-formula for that, so I'm just going to say equals my max minus my min. Enter. So there was a range of 55,000 between your highest early pay and your lowest. So let's see if the lowest started the lowest and stayed the lowest, or did it? So it's interesting because it didn't. Our lowest wasn't the lowest at the beginning, but it was the lowest at the end. All right, so go ahead and calculate those statistics for this data set, and then we'll take a look at how to set up our frequency table and our histogram.